Oregon is going to the Final Four.
The following is a Learfield presentation of the Oregon Sports Network.
And Oregon is going to play in the national championship game.
Big Ten champions. Big Ten champs.
National champions, yes.
Oklahoma City bound the Oregon Ducks.
Awesome day to be a Duck, man.
Boom inside. Touchdown Oregon. He gets loose. Fires. Hit. Pops the three. Oh, yeah. It's all Oregon.
This is Duck Insider. Duck Insider.
It's about how to be a group of people that know how to love each other to the absolute fullest.
Pleasure, joy to be with them each and every day. And I can't wait for the future.
It's just fun to be a part of a community that cares, that is passionate, and when we come together, powerful things can happen.
This is Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Now let's go live to the Country Financial Studio to talk Oregon Duck Athletics.
It is a beautiful Thursday here inside the Country Financial Studio. Ryan Milano with you on Duck Insider, brought to you by OnPoint Community Credit Union. And I'm not sure if anybody's looked yet, but we are in crossover season, and I think tonight might be the official start because both the men's and the women's basketball teams are going to be in action tonight. Granted, neither game is going to count on the record books, but it is a chance, especially if you want to see the women's team here in Eugene, to go and see them tonight at 6 o'clock at Matthew Knight Arena, where they go and play Western Oregon in their final exhibition of the season. Also, Oregon men's basketball is in action tonight. They're playing Stanford down in the Bay in California in their final exhibition of the season, because before we know it, it'll be next week. And on Monday, the women start their season against West Georgia at Matthew Knight Arena. And on Tuesday, the Oregon men's basketball team will start their season against Hawaii. So what that means for us is that we have a full women's basketball season preview for you on the show today. Every single player spoke with the media. Kelly Graves spoke with the media, and we're getting you ready for tip-off at Matthew Knight Arena tonight against Western Oregon, as well as the season opener, which starts on Monday at 6 o'clock against West Georgia for Oregon at MKA to start the season November 3rd. Be there. It was awesome. Also, I heard Matt Night Madness was phenomenal on Monday. Thank you for everybody who showed out. Everybody was in costume. I hope you got to meet all of your favorite Oregon athletes and eat so much candy while you were there. It's a big day for Oregon women's basketball, getting you ready. It's a new team, a team that had a successful season last year, but I think if you ask Coach Graves, this year has even more possibility and promise on the horizon. Coach Kelly Graves, a few days ago, he spoke with the media previewing what this season is going to look like. Here's Coach KG breaking down the year ahead.
Yeah, really like where our team's at right now, and we're practicing well today aside. We've had great consistency and effort and production, and I really like what I see with this group. So there we go. Let's get.
What group you have, the experience they have, the skill set they have, what are the things you're looking for that makes you say things are going well? What are the, generally speaking, the types of things that happen with where this group is at where you say that wasn't our best day?
Yeah, well, today it was a little bit of energy and focus. You could just tell we were a little out to lunch. We haven't had many of those days, so that's why it was a little rough. But, so far I think we've had great production from a lot of different people. We played Seattle U the other day, and the outcome was pretty ugly. Good on our side, and we got production from a lot of different players. That's kind of been our MO all fall. We've had a bunch of different players playing well. We're shooting well. In fact, in the 40-minute scrimmage, we had a morning session with Seattle U, about an hour and a half, offense, defense, situations, and then we had an afternoon 40-minute game. Big Ten officials came in, and we were 19 of 25 from the three-point line. Defensively, we were on point. We played really well. So that's kind of been our MO all fall. We're shooting it well. Our pace has been really good. We're trying to get out and run a lot more. Defense, we're creating some turnovers. I think that night we had 19 steals. We converted 13 of those into baskets. So, yeah.
No. On that production, last year you guys had a lot of depth, especially when injuries kind of came your way, and yet you weathered the storm. Do you feel like you have even more depth this year to where we could see even more production all across the board from the bench?
I do. Right now, we have 12 players that I would feel very comfortable in playing. The cream is starting to rise, though. We have some players that are clearly winning some spots, and we're honing in on that starting five. I think I've got 4 of the 5 figured out right now. There's still a battle for one of the positions, but I don't think that's going to matter. I truly do think we're 9 or 10 deep in terms of, like, in crunch time, we'd feel good with any of those players out on the court. So, as a coach, it's good and bad. It's a good luxury to have. Sometimes it's tough because a lot of kids want to play and feel like they should play and are capable of playing, but you only have 200 minutes to play.
You talked a little bit already this year about how much confidence you have and the reasons you're going to a 4-guard lineup. What have you seen in that CIU scrimmage and then just in practice so far that gives you that confidence that you can go out and do that?
Well, it's funny. Yeah, we're playing certainly a kind of a 5-out offense, really. But I thought our strength was going to be in our guards, and definitely it is. We've got some that are really playing well. Sophia Bell has been incredible this fall, playing well at both ends of the floor. Both Katie Fiso and Elisa Mevius, I think, at the point, and even A.T. Estera, we're really good at the point. I had some questions on who was going to step up inside, and really they all are. Sarah Rambis has had an awesome fall. I think right now she's, winning that inside spot for us. Mia Jacobs been a terrific. Has maybe been our best overall player for the whole fall. Ihis Etute is playing well. Philippe is playing well. Amina Muhammad. We've really got some depth inside that if I knew what we had outside, I didn't know what we had inside, and they have really surprised me and played well. And so I'm not sure we're not going to be able to go 2 bigs, even though they're playing outside and running the floor. We're not going to be a traditional back to the basket with a player, but we're going to be, I think, deeper inside than I anticipated.
For various reasons, the size of your rotation has kind of fluctuated year to year. And do you have a sense now for like how many you want to play regularly, at least right off the bat?
Yeah, I think early in the season we're going to try and play as many as 10 to 12 a game. I mean, that's just, obviously by the time you get to conference, that you limit that to 8 or 9. Realistically, I mean, everybody can play, but like in the rotation, and I assume that'll happen again.
The size of obviously Philly, this offseason, right? A dominant defensive presence, right? That could hold that 5 spot and kind of, control the paint. How have you had to adjust when you lose someone like that with the personnel that you have? You maybe don't have that size that you obviously had over the last couple of years.
Well, without that size, we're less predictable. We're able to do more things. Our posts can really run the floor, which makes them, I think, a threat. And it allows us to do a lot more defensively. We're trapping a lot more. We're sprinting. We're changing our defenses. We're spreading our defense out. We're doing a little bit more full court. We're just trying to create some havoc because we do want to get up and down the floor. And if we can create some offense off our defense, then I think we'll be at our best in that kind of a game.
Talk about one more. Talk about defense. Elisa has really stood out, especially in steals. How do you develop as a defensive player, especially at the guard, and how is she doing that?
Well, I think it starts with the system and what we're trying to do. We've given our kids a lot of freedom in terms of when they can go trap, and double team the ball, things like that. And then what we're trying to do is get everybody else in tune to, when they see that trap, what angles they need to take and players they need to take away, and that's allowing us to get up and down the court. I think we're in great shape right now. I love that. That's always a question early in the year, are we in good enough shape? But we've been running. We've had everybody healthy for the most part the whole fall. Sammy Wagner's been out for a while because of, I think a wrist or hand or something like that. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but she had surgery. And then Sarah Barham, one of our freshmen, has kind of been out just with an illness, but she's now coming back. So I anticipate by our first game, we're going to have everybody 100% healthy, and that I think will really make us difficult, right? Because we'll have a lot of options to go to.
That's what you want to hear. Going into a season with everybody completely healthy? Knock on wood. Let's hope it stays that way. Oregon having their exhibition tonight against Western Oregon. First game will be on Monday against West Georgia. That was Coach Kelly Graves previewing the season, brought to you by the Willamette Valley Cancer Institute and Research Center. Better cancer care close to home. We've got every single one of those healthy players on the team to talk to and break down the season. That's all coming up on today's Duck Insider when we return on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by one of your local branches today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
We know you turn to the Duck Store for all your game day needs, and for students at the University of Oregon, it's even more. Class supplies, jobs, a seat on our board, a place to take a quick coffee break. Because we're your student-first, non-profit college store, every purchase you make directly supports the very community we serve. From working at our counters to studying in the classroom, from directing our stores to cheering in the stands, the people we serve, the students, are the very people who are the Duck Store.
This is Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
If you build a relationship, then it becomes easier. If you build trust, it becomes easier. As a parent, you want what's best for your child. To give them the love that a child needs is probably the best you can do for a teenager.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
You say you'd never give in to a meltdown and never fill your feed with kid photos. You say you'd never put a pacifier in your mouth to clean it and never let them run wild through the grocery store. So when you say you'd never let them get into a car without you there, no, it can happen. 1 in 4 hot car deaths happen when a kid gets into an unlocked car and can't get out. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Back inside the Country Financial Studio, it's Duck Insider, brought to you by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Ryan Milano with you, breaking down women's basketball season. Adrian Cordova says that exhibition or not, it's still exciting to watch. I agree. Wasn't it incredibly exciting to watch the men play Utah a few days ago? Getting to see so many of the new guys. Waylon is going to be a fan favorite. He's somebody that was really jumping off the court, fun to watch. Big E, they call him, in the middle, was carving up space. It was a whole lot of fun. Adrian also says, listening while I'm at work. I'm not sure I can condone that, but I appreciate you listening regardless. Scott and Christine are also both listening while they're at work. Granted, they're working right now on the show, doing great things behind the scenes. Someone that I'm really excited to watch in the exhibition tonight and how they have grown from last season to this season, Katie Fiso showed a ton of flashes as a freshman. Now a year more mature. She's going to hopefully be a huge part of this Oregon women's basketball team, along with Sophia Bell and a newcomer, Janiyah Williams. All three of them spoke with the media previewing this season a few days ago.
Coaches kind of singled you out a couple times, so you've had a really strong fall. Can you talk about your offseason and maybe what he's feeling that way?
I mean, yeah, we all had a really great offseason. Obviously, all 9 of the returners came back, so we were able to work together and play all spring and then all summer as well. So, yeah, it's just been a really fun offseason. We're all getting better and just getting used to playing together, which has been a lot of fun.
What were your priorities in your game?
I think just being more confident, looking to score, obviously working on shooting and then like trying to create for others, and then defensively just making that a priority, getting up, getting stops.
Katie, what have you seen from Sophia so far this fall?
Nothing but greatness. You know, she comes to practice every day with a smile on her face, and it's contagious, you know, and I love seeing and I love playing with Sophia. She's one of the most hardworking players on this team. So to have someone on my team who comes to practice every day, shows up every day, no matter how much schoolwork she got going on, she's gonna come with a smile on her face and a hardworking spirit. So I'm just thankful I got her on my team this year. So.
What really clicked from outside Sharon? We were just hearing how well the 3-point shooting played in the Seattle U game. What did you feel really went well?
I feel like a lot of our guards did a really good job drawing, kicking. We work on a lot of 2 feet in the paint, drawing 2 defenders, finding the open person. So I feel like we've been instilling that in a lot of the guards and a lot of the post players too. You know, draw 2, kick out, shooters are ready, and we work a lot on that. So I would say that.
Janai, does that feel like something that you can contribute? Like you had a pretty decent day from distance.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, our point guards are always finding us in the corners, trail threes. Like, Fiso's real good at it. Every time she coming down the court, I'm like, let me get in my spot, get ready for a shot. So, you know, our point guards, AT, Elisa, Fiso, they can create for us, and then we just have to knock the shot down.
As a freshman, what's been your mindset in making this transition, but then also getting a sense for how to carve out a role and what kind of role you can carve out for this team?
I mean, it's been difficult. Like, it's a lot of learning. It's way quicker than high school. So it's been a big adjustment, but I just try to come and contribute any way that I can. So.
Katie, for you last season, you know, there were so many things that this team dealt with that you dealt with personally. How do you feel like dealing with those moments and overcoming those moments that helped you heading into this new year, this new season?
Yeah, I would say that it's helped me create this like drive in me, you know, do for a purpose. It's bigger than basketball. And in my case, I do it for my dad, you know, for him to not be able to see me play, just making him proud every day, you know, showing up the best I can for my team and for my family, you know. So it's definitely made me a lot hungrier and want to go hard. So.
When you guys have 9 returners come back here, what is it like to put together a leadership group? And like, what does that look like in the offseason? And how do you kind of bring that into these first practices and scrimmages?
What was that? Bring together a what?
Is it your leadership group? What do you have like all 9 people for that?
Yeah, I mean, it says a lot because we all love each other. And I think it starts with like spending time together off the court. And then that translates to on the court. So just building great communication. We've played together a lot, so we know like what each player responds well to. We know who's having a good day and then who we need to pick up. And so I think that just comes with building trust, which we've built. And yeah, I hope it shows on the court.
For those of us who've been doing this a while, adjusting to the portal era was something that we had to adjust to, but it's been a reality for your career. You feel like you've learned some things the last couple of years about just incorporating different personalities, different players. Do you feel like as a player, you're kind of a better teammate now than a couple of years ago in terms of, you know, getting used to new teammates, things like that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's hard to come in as a freshman, but then when you come in with transfers too, it's even harder because like you might have 9 new players on a team. And so everyone's kind of starting from scratch. But yeah, we've all been through it. And then, you know, in Jay's case, she's a freshman, she's come in, but if you watch practice, like you would not think she's a freshman. Like, you know, she fits right in, she plays hard, she contributes. And so, I mean, yeah, we're used to it, but we've also had time together to get better. And so, yeah.
For any of the 3 players, has there been a moment this offseason that you guys have had during practice or, you know, a team gathering outside that has given you confidence that you guys are going to be able to find a whole lot of success this season? Can you guys maybe speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, we go on our annual trip to Blackview this year. We went to Sun River. That's always a lot of fun, a lot of team bonding moments, just having fun off the court. But we have a lot of fun on the court too, just sharing the ball. And I think, yeah, that it just translates pretty seamlessly.
So you dipping your head. Was there a moment during that trip you want to speak on? That was
the talent show. Man, we do like a little annual talent show where we get in like groups of like 3 or 2 or something with the team. And just seeing everybody's like hidden talent or whatever, it was really, really interesting, really funny to see that side of them that we don't really get to see on the court. So I think that just grows our bond, makes our bond stronger and translate on the court, like so said. So.
What was your hidden talent?
Oh yeah, me and Jay, we were actually in the same group, man. We did a little
poetry, spoken word,
slam poetry.
Slam poetry.
We did a little slam poetry.
Our group was called The Truth.
It was The Truth.
My group won, so.
Man,
would y'all have the
skit, the court skit?
Yeah.
Anybody that thought they had a talent that you were like, no, that's actually not a talent. Sorry.
Yeah. The acting.
That was good.
The acting was good.
The acting was good. Like People were creative. We had like 30 minutes to come up with something. Ari's group came up with like a 15-minute skit. So I don't know.
They memorized it all too. Like that was crazy.
For any of you guys, Kelly was in here just talking about how like playing without a big makes you more unpredictable. How do you adjust to playing without like a true like big player?
Yeah. I would say, well, it helps us with our pace in our basket. Like, we're pushing pace more this year, and I feel like with less bigs, we have a lot of guards, a lot of 4s and 5s that can push the pace, push the ball, and transition, fast-paced type of play. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited with this team. We have a lot of solid pieces to fit that style of play. So I'm excited. I'm really excited.
And then on the flip side, too, defensively, we're able to do more, switching, all that stuff. So.
Yeah.
Sophia, has that been rejuvenating, just as someone that's been a part of this program for 2 years where the pace was really slow and was defensive oriented, just, entering your third year now and moving it up? It's a fun system for guards.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're not doing a whole lot different. It's just kind of personnel based. So it's been good. Able to really, run the floor hard, look for early shots in transition, but then also, still be methodical in the half court. And look to set people up once, we get across and don't have anything. So it's a lot of fun. It's fun to play in that system.
2 impact pieces in the backcourt and on the wings with Sophia Bell and Katie Fiso, as well as a newcomer, Janiyah Williams. That's just the start of the full women's basketball breakdown. Hearing from everybody on the roster. Still going when we return after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Dear Truckin' Awesome, Toyota Tundra's got heart-pounding horsepower. Tacoma is one rugged ride, and the 4Runner is tough as nails. Truck yeah. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by one of your local branches today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Dear Truckin' Awesome, Toyota Tundra's got heart-pounding horsepower. Tacoma is one rugged ride, and the 4Runner is tough as nails. Truck yeah. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
More Duck Insider coming up on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Let's take a moment to breathe. Deep inhale. Extend your spine. Remain focused on what you're doing. If safe to do so, exhale slowly, leaning to one side. Inhale back to center. If safe to do so, exhale slowly to the opposite side. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. This message is brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ed Council.
Put your phone on D&D. That means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always sing with me. So put your phone on D&D. That means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always remember this beat.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
We're back inside the Country Financial Studio on Duck Insider, previewing Oregon women's basketball as the Ducks are playing an exhibition tonight against Western Oregon, and then on Monday will start their official season in the record book against West Georgia. We just heard from Sophia Bell, Katie Fiso, and Janiyah Williams. Now we're getting Ari Long, who transferred into the team last year, made an impact. Philippa Tilliander, who is continuing to grow in the front court, according to Coach Kelly Graves, and a transfer from UCLA, a sophomore in Avery Kane. Getting to know a newcomer and a few of the old faces who are continuing to see expanding roles on this Oregon women's basketball team as they preview the season. Let's hear from them.
Ari, I guess for you, like Kelly and everybody else in here has been talking about how many guards like this team has. What is it like to be a part of that competition, and how do you guys push each other?
Yeah, I mean, I think playing against each other. We just make each other better every single day. And at the end of the day, the depth is what is going to make us, be able to make a run in the long run. So I think it's good. And yeah, we all just make each other better.
Avery, it looked like you had a real standout scrimmage against Seattle based on the stats that were posted. What kind of confidence does that give you just in this new role that you've got on this new team?
Yeah, I think coming in, my confidence is starting to come back a little bit more, but especially after that scrimmage, I think I just get my confidence from my teammates and my coaches, always building me up. So I think I can give the credit to them 100% on that one. So, yeah.
Already a season ago, this team talked a lot about how you guys supported one another despite, so much depth, not everybody getting the play minutes, that maybe they wanted, but and that being the same situation maybe this year. How important is having that mentality this season for you guys again, where you guys may have even more depth than what you did a season ago?
Yeah, I think depth is what really helps teams go in the long run. You have to be able to go deep into your bench in the long games and the long season. So yeah, I think that's going to bring us a lot of success, and just, the way we want to play is we want to run and just be able to go deep into our bench. So I think with the bench that we have, we'll be able to do that.
Just how different does it feel, style of play from last year? Has it been a big adjustment for all you guys, Nick? Or?
I would say, yeah, it's much faster. Not having Philly in there, we run a lot, and I don't know. Yeah, we run much more, so it's much different from the other 2 years.
What was that conditioning like just in the beginning and processing that change, obviously having flipped from that style a season ago to now the style you guys are doing now?
We had much more conditioning. We have a new strength and conditioning coach, Britt, and she's been helping us a lot. So we've been doing much more conditioning from the other 2 years, but yeah, just working hard.
Mm-hmm. Somebody likes to get after people defensively. When you don't have somebody 6'8" guarding the back line, do you naturally have to be a little less aggressive? Do you feel like you could still be as aggressive defensively without Philly on the back end of the defense?
Yeah, I think, definitely for me, I don't want to, limit any of that aggression. I think my teammates around me, they just are in gaps, and we really have been working on rotating, help side, rotating, and just making sure we're all getting to where we need to be. So yeah, for me, I think we still want to get up and pressure, and then the rest of the team just kind of has to, make sure we're there and help, and then rotating so that we can still do that.
Kind of building off that for you, Avery, though, but your length and size, how does that benefit the team defensively in terms of just getting out there and being aggressive and maybe getting passing lanes?
Yeah, I think being lengthy always helps, especially in the defensive end. But yeah, kind of just piggybacking off Ari, just doing our job defensively on the ball and being able to trust our teammates that they have our back if we get beat. But I think length definitely is a huge factor when it comes to defending. So
when it comes to obviously later in the season, you're probably going to face some bigger bigs down low again as a 5-set kind of guard unit. How do you maybe adjust for when those positions where you've got someone that's 6'7", 6'8" in the post, and how do you make sure that someone like that doesn't dominate when they've got that size advantage?
Yeah, I think just pressuring the ball and making sure that the posts on the other team try to limit their passes inside as much as we can. Obviously, like Lipa said, we don't have that big height advantage like we did last year. So I think our really good ball stoppers like Ari, Sophia, Katie, just really pressuring the ball and making it as difficult as possible for the guards to pass it into the post is super important. So I think it starts on the perimeter for sure.
Ari, does it help seeing teams game plan for Philly last year to know how to combat that type of size in terms of just you guys have kind of dealt with that from the other side of how teams play?
Yeah, definitely. I think, we always can watch a lot of film and see what works and what doesn't. And then our coaches will do a great job of giving us a plan on how to execute on the bigger bigs, whether that's doubling or, yeah, like she said, limiting the, perimeter passing or whatever. We'll have a plan for it.
It's going to be an interesting shift for Oregon women's basketball this season compared to last season, because the Ducks last year did have Philly on the interior, and it felt like every single rebound was going to go Oregon's way because the Ducks just had the tallest person on the floor, and it really didn't matter. Probably the tallest person in the country. I think, if I remember correctly, Philly was the second tallest person in the country last year playing women's basketball. That's a big addition, especially when you had someone like Philly who developed throughout her career to be able to make an impact on the offensive end and on the glass as well in order to earn those extra possessions and be that interior defender. It feels like it might be a bit of an identity shift for Oregon women's basketball this year. You heard Coach Graves mention that on the perimeter, Oregon, he feels like he knows what the Ducks have on the perimeter, whether it be from a Katie Fiso or a Sophia Bell or an Ari Long or so many others that we'll continue to talk to throughout the course of today's show, especially on the defensive end when you have an Ari Long and a Sophia Bell that can stop the ball and be those perimeter lockdown defenders. Well, now you have to fill in the interior. And I think that Coach Graves has a few options to fill in that interior of the floor, and we're about to talk to three of them because Ahisa Tute last year had a lot of really strong flashes, but didn't have the same amount of minutes because there was Philly Che, who just had to be on the floor because of how much of a force she was. But there were some matchups where Ahisa Tute, a little bit smaller, a little bit faster, a little bit quicker, but also with that same rebounding and post-presence capacity, there were some matchups where Ahisa Tute played a huge impact. There were some matchups where Sarah Rambis played a really big impact with her ability to not only be a post on the interior, but also stretch the floor a little bit and shoot so that she could be able to be on the floor with someone like a Philly Che. And then also what she provides on the defensive end, as well as a transfer that could get involved in the front court as well with Mia Jacobs. A senior transfer from Fresno State has had a few solid years in the Mountain West. Now coming into this program, we don't really know what game she's going to provide for this Oregon team. The Ducks have now a versatile front court, maybe not as much identity with a pillar that Filipina Che brings to the table, but when you have options on top of options on top of options, and these are just the three that we're going to talk to right now, it leads to, all right, you know what you have on the outside. Now you got options on the inside. You might have a pretty complete women's basketball team. Ahisa Tute continuing to grow in her second year with the program. Mia Jacobs just transferring in her first year with the program. And Sarah Rambis, who's now a veteran on this team, who has been a part of this team for the last few years and is continuing to grow in her role as well. We saw a huge jump from her last season. You heard Coach Graves say he was impressed by her growth this season, getting to hear from three of the women in the front court for Oregon women's basketball as they preview the season.
Mia, Coach was just talking about how the front court has maybe been kind of a pleasant surprise this fall in terms of just the production and what they've gotten from you guys. What can you say to just kind of what this group and all of you guys have been able to produce?
Yeah, I think just our strength is running and being able to run the floor. We've gotten really fit over the summer, so just being able to kind of run past our defenders, kind of push the pace, and then be able to finish inside and stretch the floor as well. Like all of us can shoot outside too, so it kind of helps the inside game too.
Both the returners then, can you speak to just how different this feels compared to just the style you played last year and how you try to fit in?
Yes, it was kind of surprising to see how much we were beating Seattle U down the floor, honestly. Like, they were really tired, but just compared to last year, it's kind of different. Like, I've been so used to playing 6'8" Philly in practice all the time, and I could take some possessions off because, I mean, we weren't sprinting all the way down the floor, but now we're going. So everybody's in shape. We're running. We look pretty good, and I like it. I like it a lot more than the pace we were at last year.
I agree.
That's not enough. You have a point off your head.
You couldn't just let that go, could you?
Yeah. Well, last year we played way more inside, so basically we were more inside based, and this year we're trying to be more outside based, so it's more running and transition based than last year where we went more for power and like trying to overpower our opponents.
Did it affect your summer big time in terms of skill development and things you felt like you had to work on in your games?
Yeah, it was a lot more running, so I guess conditioning was part of it and sprinting.
Yes.
So yeah, that was rough.
Yeah.
As you kind of had a season last year where you didn't, kind of in and out of the lineup. What was it like this offseason to just be there full time, and what's it like going into a new season?
Well, last year was fun too. So, this year I don't really know about all our playing time. I'm trying not to think about it too much, but we always just rotate around. So it's the same. I don't know yet.
Sarah, you coach talked about you kind of solidifying your role, especially down the post, and watching your growth and what that's been like for you during this offseason. What steps did you kind of take to really elevate your game where you feel like you may be playing your best ball heading into the season?
Yeah, so just trying to stay present and like just wait my turn, The past 2 years I've been up under, a few people. So yeah, now I just been trying to stay consistent, stack days, not looking too far ahead in the future, just staying present.
How do you not look too far ahead? What's your strategy?
Just take it day by day, not worrying about exactly who's starting or not, all that stuff like that. So day by day.
Nia, the style you guys are playing, how does that compare to the styles you've played previously in your career?
Yeah, it's really similar to the Australian style of play, which is kind of why I lent more to here when I transferred. It's just a step up from where Fresno was at, so just a higher pace, bigger bodies, but being able to run the floor, stretch the floor, shoot, drive, kind of create for each other is like the style of play that I'm used to. So being in that now is just, it feels like home and is normal for me.
How quickly did it take you to kind of adjust to Eugene and just kind of the style and the players and everything here in the community?
Yeah, I moved around a little bit, so not too much. So yeah, it was kind of easy. The girls are lovely and great, and then the coaching staff makes it really easy to just jump in. They let us ask questions, and we're an easy team to talk to each other too. So we're always bouncing ideas off of each other, and yeah, so it's been really good so far. I love Eugene.
How's the three-point shot coming? I know that's something you've done a little bit in the past. You only get a really good scrimmage. I'm just curious on that part of your game and how it's developed.
Yeah, I think just being confident in my shot and just knowing when I'm open and the right shots to take is what I'm working on now, and just, being confident in those shots that I'm taking.
Sarah, you mentioned just liking the system more and it being a little rejuvenating maybe. What do you like about playing in the system?
Yes, we're running out really fast, so gotten my conditioning up. So yeah, it's just being able to sprint the floor. In my guards get it to me mostly every time. So they reward me. So I like that. And this team, we work together really good. A lot of touches. Everybody's getting the ball. Everybody's scoring. So I like that a lot too.
He's your freshman mate last year, and Katie is going to have a big bump up in minutes. Just what have you seen from her at lead guard this year?
Well, I would say I've seen a lot more leadership from her coming this year. She's worked a lot on her shots and finding people, and she also listens a lot, which is a good quality to have in a point guard. So when she doesn't see you, she apologizes for it and tells you she's gonna hit you next time. So that's something you can really appreciate about her.
An athletic front court for Oregon women's basketball. Just heard from a lot of the pieces in that front court, whether it's Mia Jacobs, who was 7th nationally in double-doubles last year at Fresno State, from Australia originally, or Ahisa Tute, who's continuing to grow in her role. Maybe she will play more out on the perimeter rather than in on the block. She's from Luxembourg. There are so many international pieces on this Oregon women's basketball team. It takes me back to the years of the late 2019 or the 20-teens, I guess, where you had a bit of infusion from so many different international countries where you got talent from just about everywhere. And we know what Elisa Mevius has done on the international stage as a gold medalist. Astera Chihina is somebody who we'll hear from in a little bit. She's also international. There's so many different international talents on this Oregon women's basketball team to go along with the national talents. This is a team where Kelly Graves has spanned far and wide, and it's a great job by his team in recruiting in order to get transfers that are talented from different universities, to get freshmen that are in from different states, different countries, and meld them all together in what I think is going to be a very cohesive basketball team. We saw it a little bit in an exhibition against Seattle, where Oregon really poured it on against Seattle. The Ducks won by about 90 points in that first exhibition. We'll see it again tonight in an exhibition for the first time at Matthew Knight Arena against Western Oregon at 6 o'clock. We're going to hear a little bit more about how this team is developing as well as we continue to gear up for the season. We're not that far away from the first game of the year. The first game in that night, although it doesn't count as a game on the record book, is tonight for Oregon women's basketball. More coming, breaking down the team when we return. Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by one of your local branches today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
When life blindsides you with an injury, you need a team that's tough. For over 30 years, Morgan & Morgan has been fighting for the people. This season, we're proud to partner with Oregon Athletics. Because whether it's on the field or in the courtroom, we're both determined to do what it takes to win. Morgan & Morgan, proud partner of Oregon Athletics. Injured? Dial pound law. Morgan & Morgan, 10150 Southwest 6th Avenue, Portland. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Don't go anywhere. Duck Insider continues after these messages on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age, everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy, and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training, and the very next day, he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. My way of continuing my service is to help protect my community by being a responsible gun owner and by storing firearms safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
We are back inside the Country Financial Studio. It's Duck Insider, brought to you by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Ryan Milano here with you as we break down the Oregon women's basketball team. And we've had a lot of fun, especially during the breaks, about deciphering where everybody's from on Oregon women's basketball. We're just looking because we thought there might have been someone from New York in recent memory. There's not. I've gone all the way back to 1997. Haven't had any New Yorkers, but there have been so many international talents. There's been so many, especially local in Eugene from Oregon. It's fun to see when there's Oregon talent that continues to develop. But a shocking development for me has been how many times I've seen either Australia or Germany as players on this Oregon women's basketball team in their history, and there's a strong history of players internationally from both Germany and Australia. We heard from one and a newcomer in Mia Jacobs that's from Australia, somebody who last year unfortunately broke her hand, had to sit out the stretch run of the season, Elisa Mevius, but when she's on the floor is a complete difference maker. We talked about the lockdown defense that some of these wings can provide. Elisa Mevius is certainly one of them. Somebody who can pick your pocket and score on the other end, and she's got a gold medal to boot in 3x3 or 3-on-3 women's basketball at the Paris Olympics a summer or two ago. Elisa Mevius is a difference maker for this Oregon women's basketball team, and we certainly felt her loss down the stretch run of last season. Now she's healthy. The hand feels good. She played a little international ball over the offseason, and now she's back here in Eugene to continue to help boost this Oregon women's basketball team, as well as Sammy Wagner, who has been somebody who has been a community favorite over the last few years here in Eugene, has been around the Eugene community for a while, and is continuing to grow in her role with Oregon women's basketball. Sammy Wagner, Elisa Mevius, previewing Oregon women's basketball season, which exhibition home starts tonight. The first home game for Oregon women's basketball in an exhibition tonight at 6 o'clock at Matthew Knight Arena, getting to hear from two of Oregon women's basketball players.
Sammy, what's the status of your coach that you're dealing with a hand wrist injury? What's the status?
I'm doing good. I have a little cast on. I get that off tomorrow. And then I will be in a exocast for 2 weeks. And then after that, I'll be able to get back to playing and everything like that. I fell and I caught myself, so I'll be all right.
Timeline is what? Do you have a sense of kind of when you're back?
3 weeks.
Okay, so it's not too far.
Yeah.
Lisa, how have you seen your defense improve since being here at Oregon?
Me individually?
Yeah.
I would say that I was always trying to be in the passing lanes a lot, and now coming here with Coach Jarris, wanting us to be aggressive, that definitely helped. We're always up in the gap, so I think just being ready at all times. I'm trying to work on having my hands up all the time. I think that's my biggest one right now. but yeah, just be disciplined.
So you were also dealing with a hand injury. How did the recovery for that go, and do you feel like 100% now?
I do, yeah. I feel like 100%. Let's just say I'm not always the most patient person, so my trainers and coaches did a good job with having me do exactly what I'm supposed to do. So I think recovery was perfect in a sense.
Lisa, just curious, where do you feel like was the biggest growth from year one last season with this team and heading into this year as you guys get ready? Where do you feel like you've grown the most?
I think we have a lot of new people, and on the court we're actually in sync. We enjoy each other's time. We spend a lot of time together off the court, and it's a lot of fun to play together. So I'm super excited.
You guys are 5 out potentially, right? Having to run the floor, playing an aggressive style defense. Does that excite you as a guard to have more opportunities to maybe play the style that you would like to play?
Yeah, I love transition. We have a lot of great shooters. So I love just like kicking the ball out and having them take the first quick shot when it's a good shot. And I'm really excited for that.
It looks like you had some international obligations this summer. Not an Olympic year though, and you weren't a newcomer. So just did this offseason feel a lot different than last year for you, and how might that have prepared you for this season?
It felt a little bit different with my hand, just because I was kind of trying to figure that out. But playing 3-on-3 over the summer is always helping me with like the individual skill. And then coming back, my coaches and teammates did a good job having me go back to 5-on-5. The transition sometimes is a little difficult, but I feel like this offseason was really good.
You had some pretty crazy passes a season ago that I think wowed a lot of the fans in Matthew Knight Arena. Have you been working on any other crazy passing plays, just trying to figure out different ways to get the ball to your teammates?
See, I'm working on being more solid now, but I think I gotta find like a middle way of wanting to do the fancy stuff, but then on the other hand, also jump stopping sometimes and making just the easy right pass instead of like a fancy behind the back. Even though I like those.
The flashy passes will be there for anybody watching. They will be there.
Sammy Kelly was in here talking about like how I guess pleasantly surprised he's been by just the depth in this team. Like how do you see what does it look like when a team is 12 players deep on the board?
I think it looks like the ability to go deep into a tournament. I think it gives us, whether it's later in the year or preseason where we got a bunch of games stacked up, we have the ability to go 12, 13 girls deep. And in the fourth quarter, we talk about like the fourth quarter, that's our quarter, because we can play 12 girls through the first 3 quarters, and it gives our best players, whoever's hot that day, to be fresh and to be ready to go by the end of the game or 2-3 games in.
Defensive player out on the perimeter, not having Philly, back there on the back line.
Mm-hmm.
How does that change things? Obviously, you've got, accomplished posts, but they're not 6'8". So does that change much for you defensively?
I think we try to pressure the ball a little bit more so that we force backdoor cuts and then have the help side be there. So kind of different type of thing, because we still want to like help each other and overhelp. And I think we didn't have one big player, but we have a lot of long guards. So in that way, we can pressure them on the outside a little bit more and maybe not get the ball inside as much, where Philly obviously was excellent last year.
But you hear sometimes that if you have like a rim protector like that,
Yeah.
it makes it seem like you can take more risks on the perimeter. It sounds like you still want to be able to take some risks defensively.
Yeah, I think so. I think now we have 5 people just flying around, trying to help each other, trying to rotate out of traps, out of those things. And Jarvis wants us to be aggressive, so we're still flying.
What's impressed you most, Elisa, with just the front court players? Because we're talking about a different style, but obviously Coach was up here saying it's been impressive, just kind of the steps that the front court's taken so far.
Yeah, I think we have a good pace, and it's super difficult if we press you and then we go out in transition as well. It's just like a lot of running, and they can't really get into their rhythm. So I think with our front court, with like Sophia, Ari, Katie, those players that are super long, we can slow the other team down a lot, and then on the other hand, be super fast. So I think it's going to be really hard for some teams to find their rhythm against that.
For both of you guys, where's Katie grown the most from last year, freshman year, to heading into this season?
Yeah, I would say on the court, for me and Katie, the biggest thing is that we're point guards and leaders, and she stepped up a lot. She makes calls. She huddles us up for free throws. She's a insane creator, can dribble, and I think she's getting more comfortable with being so fast and moving so fast and making the right decisions.
Yeah, I would say on the court as well as off the court, she's really kind of found her ground, and she's always been a great player. She's always been able to score and pass and do all those things. But now she just does it with so much more poise. So I don't even think it's necessarily she's became something more than she already was. She's always been a great player. She does it as a leader now, and she does it in a sense of like, we can move fast and push the team and push the ball up the court, but we're not frantic, we're not rushing, we're not worried about anything. So definitely just the control and the poise she's grown.
Sammy, when did the injury happen?
Like 2 weeks ago. So yeah, it'll be a quick. They got me in to get treatment for it pretty quickly, and then yeah, I get the cast off tomorrow, and then like a 2 to 3 week recovery process from there, and I'll be back.
Eliza Mevia, Sammy Wagner breaking down their transition into this Oregon women's basketball season. We got a game tonight. We got a few more players to talk to. We're almost through the whole team in this epic preview on Duck Insider, coming back on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
At Shadow Hills Country Club, we're more than just an award-winning golf course and practice facility. Our events team offers all-inclusive event pricing that allows us to take care of all the details while you enjoy your event. Our indoor and outdoor venues offer you a wide variety of fully staffed options that put the focus on you. From weddings to business and social events, at Shadow Hills Country Club Events Center, you get the benefits of a resort atmosphere and amenities in a peaceful country setting, just minutes from downtown Eugene. Call for a tour today or visit shadowhillsevents.com.
Hey Duck fans, at Country Financial, they make insurance easy. Whether you're shopping for home, auto, or more, their representatives will take the time to understand your specific needs and explain what options work best for you. Worry less and feel more confident knowing you're covered. Visit countryfinancial.com to get started today. Experience more with Country Financial.
Auto and home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, and Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
Duck Insider, your home for the latest news on Oregon athletics on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
My name is Ariel. I moved to the U.S. at 19. I spoke no English and I struggled finding job opportunities. Everything I have, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and getting my high school diploma at age 22.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Adoption of teens from foster care is a topic not enough people know about, and we're here to change that. I'm April Dinwiddie, host of the new podcast, Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Each episode brings you compelling real-life adoption stories told by the families that live them with commentary from experts. Visit adoptuskids.org/podcast or subscribe to Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Children and Families and the Ad Council.
We're back here in the Country Financial Studio, and we are on the rails. It's Baller Central here in the Country Financial Studio on Duck Insider, brought to you by OnPoint Community Credit Union. We're talking men's basketball and their exhibition tonight, but mostly women's basketball and their exhibition also tonight. Matthew Knight Arena, 6 o'clock. Chris Clayton will be on the air. Tip at 6. We still got 3 more women's basketball players to get to. Amina Muhammad, a transfer from Washington State, Estera Tuhina, as well as Sarah Borum, a new addition to this Oregon women's basketball team, completing the roster on Duck Insider, getting to know the women's basketball team before the season.
Talking to the returners about just different style, trying to get up and down more. Just how did that affect your off season? How have you felt about the way the team's embracing a different style this preseason?
I feel like transition is really going to be our strong suit this year because we have more agile players, I'll say. And I think we're going to do really well with it on offense and defense.
Just personally, how do you feel like you fit? Did it change your off season and the skills you were working on, anything like that?
I think I'll fit really well in it because I'm like agile. So yeah, in the off season, it's just pretty much same. It's just running up and down the court. So
Did that excite you? I know there were a couple games last year, just recalling off the top of my head, where sometimes you were able to break away, get down in transition. Just having potentially more of those opportunities, like feel that excitement to be able to do that.
Definitely, I definitely feel more excited about how we're playing this year.
Yeah, I'm curious, what drew you to Oregon? What was that conversation like, and what was your fall like?
I mean, Oregon has always been a team, a great team. I've always followed. We've been in the same conference for my previous team and always looked up to the coaching staff as well. Loved their energy. So as soon as I entered the portal, as soon as they contacted me, I kind of knew that this was my place and really excited to be here and just looking forward for the next season.
Tara, what's it been like working with Katie Fisa? You know, she's the sophomore. She got in a little bit last year, but what's it been like kind of coming in and working with her?
Yeah, she's a sophomore, as you said, but she's so mature and such a leader that every coach, every team needs her. I think it's just amazing for not just me, but every single other player to have her in the court, just the way she pushes the ball, pushes the players to be their best, and just the talk, like before practice, during practice, it's just the energy that it's really hard to match, and it's just what gets us going every single game.
What's the guard competition been like? Kelly's talked about it. There's some really talented lead guards. How's that maybe challenged you and pushed you to get better?
Yeah, I think that's one thing that really pushes me, as you said, to get better. Just because, when you have competition, you want to be great every single day. You can't really have a bad day because you're going to take a step back and they're going to go forward. So I think it's just crucial to be in the same page as them. And, sometimes I'm by myself and there's two other point guards, or, just trying to mix them up. And the coaches are also trying to see which way works best. But yeah.
So there are like a couple of guards on this team where like they had their freshman year here. How do you make that transition while like maybe not playing as much this fall? Like how do you, what's that conversation like with them to transition?
Just stay focused on the plays, like learn everything, stay updated with everything, even though like I might not be on the court, and just like bring more than just like my play to the team. Be positive, talk to my teammates, engage in other things off the court and on the court more than I would playing too.
Are you usually like a super positive person, or is that something you have to hold?
Yes, no, for sure. I usually talk a lot. I usually like to encourage my teammates too. So just being more, because the collegiate level is a little different, more talking, everybody's louder. So it's definitely going to be like a step up, but usually I am. So.
Oregon women's basketball preview coming up tonight. The Ducks, you'll get to see them for the first time in Matthew Knight Arena playing Western Oregon at 6 o'clock. Chris Clayton will be live on the Oregon Sports Network as Oregon women's basketball is back. It's so great to have crossover season back. I cannot wait to be back in Matthew Knight Arena to get to watch this Oregon women's basketball team and their new style. You heard so many different players talking about their new, faster-paced style that they're going to bring to the table this year. I'm excited. I'm excited to watch them run, and I'm excited to watch them perform at that fast-paced of a level. I'm also excited to watch Oregon men's basketball as they continue throughout the course of this preseason into the season, and Oregon men's basketball continues to gain more and more steam. Crossover season is here. It's awesome, but crossover means there's still football, and that means there's still picks. A spooky edition of Halloween picks, Jerry, Jorgie, Joey, tomorrow. See you then. And the coin.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the